Well, good morning, friends. This is Crystal here from Homemaking on the Homestead, and welcome to my channel. Today is a extremely windy, rainy, blustery day out there. In fact, we've had a lot of days of rain lately, but it is fall, so that's to be expected around here. And I just have to be thankful right now that we had such a beautiful, hot, sunny summer that I enjoyed thoroughly. So it's just part of the change of season, I guess. So I've been doing a lot of baking, a lot of cooking, a lot of filming of, various different things, videos and whatnot. And today, it is so dark and gloomy out there. I can't even believe it. I mean, it looks like it should be about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, not in the morning time. But so today, one of the best things I can think about sometimes on rainy days is you get the fire going and you cozy up with a book. That got me thinking about the fact that a lot of you have asked me, what is on your bookshelf? And so I thought it would be fun in this Coffee with Crystal to share a few of the books that are on my bookshelf. When I sit next to my bookshelf and film the videos, I know that that's where the comments come from because people can see my books lined up. It's kind of funny. I have some books, with me. I have some in storage, and I just purchased a few more books. Over all the years, I tended to purchase books for homeschooling purposes and my kids. And nowadays, it's kind of fun because I can kind of look around for books that pique my interest and get some to continually fill up my bookshelf. Of course, there's all kinds of ways to get books. You can, obviously the best way is to go to the library and get them. If you're wanting to build up a bookshelf, you want to build up your books and you like to have them as references. Some books are nice to be able to look back on sometimes to get recipes or ideas or thumb through again. Some books have been so good that I have wanted to reread them. So, and it's also nice, I've enjoyed over the years being able to have books that I could let other people borrow. So that makes having a nice home library a fun thing. If you are looking to get a few more books to add to your library, I really highly recommend the website Thrift Books. I get a lot of books through there. When you buy enough of them or you spend enough with them, you get free shipping, and that's not a lot. I'm not sure at the moment if it's like over $10 or maybe it's closer to $20. I can't remember now. But and every time you buy a book, you also earn points, which eventually gives you a free book. So that's kind of a neat thing too. I am not sponsoring, or I should say they're not sponsoring me. I have no affiliate links with them, but it's a website that I use a lot because I have been able to get some really good books for a fraction of the cost. And of course, there's Goodwill, there's thrift stores, there are garage sales. About once a year, our library will put on a book sale when they are just kind of thinning out their books. Although thrift stores, garage sales, book sales like that are kind of hit and miss, so if you're looking for something particular, that may not be your best option unless you're just patient and willing to wait. So years ago, I was an avid fiction reader. I still love fiction, but it kind of comes and goes. I get into my fiction mode. So then I get my fill of it, and then I move back to nonfiction books. And when I was really reading a lot of fiction books, I came across a website called Paperback Swap. I believe, yes, Paperback Swap is the name of it. And that one was so fun to be part of. And basically you open your account and you list the books that you are willing to swap or you are willing to give away. If someone requests a book from you, then you pay for the postage and you send them the book. That gives you a point that you can now use to go and you can now use to go and pick out another book from another member. And there are, hundreds of thousands and thousands of books, hundreds of thousands of books. There's a wide variety, and when you request a book from another member, then they send it to you and they pay for the shipping to you. It definitely cuts down the cost of your books, and it's really fun to be a part of. I'll leave the link to that in the description box below, so if you want to check that out. That's a really fun site. And again, they're not sponsoring me, and I am not an affiliate with them, but I've used them in the past and really enjoyed that. I know over time I have shared a lot of these books, and this is just a few that I pulled off my shelf. I don't even know if I will have time to get to them all, but over time I have shared some of these with you already, and some I have not. So I always say I've got a lot of new members, and so I just figured I would just kind of run through some of my favorites. Some I haven't read yet, some are on my to-read list, and some are just kind of reference books, but they're nice to have around. So I'm going to get started with that. Now, this book I shared a while back in a video all on its own, and it's Home Ec for Everyone, and it is by Sharon and David Bowers. This is a really fun book. There's like 100 or more lessons, homemaking lessons, and everything from cooking to sewing to cleaning, all kinds of things. I think it would be great if you had kids that were, old enough to start like a home ec program or something. It would really work well with that. If you just want to look up a reference, how to cook a pot roast, it's in here, and how to sharpen your knives, it's in here. There's a lot of fun things in this book that you might enjoy. This book kind of went along the same idea. It's a different author, but it was kind of the same idea. And it is called How to Sew a Button and Other Nifty Things Your Grandmother Knew by Erin Bried. Bried? I don't know. Not quite sure on the last name there. But anyway, okay, I really like this book simply because in the beginning of the book, she introduces you to 10 grandmothers, and she gives you their story. Their various stories of life and where they are right now. And then she goes on and divides the book into different categories: cooking, gardening, cleaning, dressing, nesting, thriving, loving, saving. So frugal tips in the saving and, in the nesting section, how to build a fire, how to knit a scarf, how to make a crazy quilt, how to hang a picture, things that cozy up your home, your living area. And at the beginning of each section, she has a quote by one of those grandmothers. And then she gives a whole bunch of different tips and information on each of one of those subjects. And I'm going to have all these books listed with their authors below. So, like I say, you can just build a list and check out a few out of your library and just have a couple fun afternoons thumbing through either one of those. Okay, I had to get my notes back out so I can tell you a little bit about this book. I have seen this book on the internet for a very long time. It always intrigued me. The book is called Homemaking with a hyphen. It was written by J.R. Miller, and here's the great thing. This book was written in 1884, but it has been so popular that it is still in print today. And I was able to locate a online version of the book, and I will link that so you don't even have to buy this one. And J.R. Miller, that was one of the questions I had. I knew he was a pastor, but I didn't know anything else about him. And so I looked him up, and it says he was a popular Christian author, editorial superintendent of the Presbyterian Board of Publication, and pastor of several churches in Pennsylvania and Illinois. He was born in 1840 and died in 1912. So obviously the book has definitely stood the test of time. And so I just wanted to give you just a quick blurb of what I had found on the book. This book is about a lot more than simply keeping house. It lays out the joys and sorrows of family life as well as the roles and responsibilities of each member. In an age of family fragmentation and disintegration, Miller sets before us the ideal of family unity and harmony. Using illustrations and anecdotes, he paints a picture of the beauty of the Christian family. Now, this book I definitely shared with you guys on a past Homemaker's Journal, I believe. Disciplines of a Godly Woman by Barbara Hughes. I absolutely loved this book. When you think of the word discipline, you often are thinking of it in a negative way, and she presents it in the most positive way possible as in helping women to develop godly character traits and to walk a better Christian life. And I found the book totally fascinating and enjoyed every single page of it, really. And this is another one. It's probably been a couple years ago that I reviewed this one. It is Return of the Old-Fashioned Housewife by Kate Singh. I'm just going to read what is on the back of the book so that you can get just a little better idea what's in this one. So many people are seeking a slower paced life again, a time when food was made by hand, mothers were home, you walked to the store, and there wasn't all the commotion of media. One woman is recreating the life of older times and mixing it with all the good stuff the modern day has to offer. This is a book of daily writings on reflections, advice, and inspiration to turn back time and embrace a wholesome and simpler life so that your family can thrive. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. Now, Kate used to have a blog, and so basically what this book is a compilation of blog posts. I think she took 1 year of blogging and turned it into this book. There's some repetition here and there, but her main messages are encouraging to read, and it was another book that I thoroughly enjoyed reading. Kate also has a YouTube channel that I enjoy listening to. It's called Coffee with Kate. And when I say listening to, she usually sits down and talks, and we'll talk for quite a while, so it's one of those podcast type that at least I think of it in that way. She's showing you the things she's cooking and what she's doing in her home. But it's easy one to be washing dishes and cleaning up stuff and be listening to her. It's really enjoyable. And the last two books I have are, I like having them because to me I look at them as reference books and they're kind of fun. This one I've talked about before. This is Little House Living by Merissa Alink. And this book is full of all kinds of recipes to make your own bubble bath and to make your own foot scrubs and to make your own toothpaste and cooking things, to make your own mixes, and how to do things things that you might normally buy and how to create all those things yourself. She talks about the fact that her and her husband got into a very tight spot one time, and after that she learned how to be more creative and how to be more frugal. So the recipes alone are worth it. There's some beautiful photographs as you go through the book. This one has been super fun. This is a hardback book, and yes, I got this on Thrift Books too. Again, another really good deal. And it is called The Year of Cozy by Adrianna Adarme. Adarme? I have a heck of a time with last names sometimes. This book, guys, is a lot of enjoyment. And the photos, the cover itself is beautiful, but I gotta tell you, the photos in this are just absolutely gorgeous. So this lady was a blogger. I actually haven't looked up to see if she's still blogging or not. She might be. And she basically divided this book into different seasons. And she starts off with autumn, which is very perfect for right now. And in each season, she gives you the individual month in that season, and then breaks down things that you can do, activities that you can go out and do, recipes to cook, craft projects to make, and little bits of homey wisdom in there along the way. Very fun. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that quick little peek at a few of the books on my bookshelf, and I will be sharing more down the road, especially some of my new books, because I am super excited about some of the ones that are coming, so I'll be sharing all about that soon. I hope you guys are having some better weather than I am, but how many of you have had snow yet for all my northern friends, and how many of you are getting rainy days, and how many of you are still continuing to have beautiful fall days? Let me know in the comment. Okay, you guys. Oh, and if you have any books to share with me that you really enjoy and are inspired by and think other ladies would like, let me know, because I would be more than happy to look into that and share them on a future What's on My Bookshelf. Okay, you guys, I need to get moving and, I don't know, go read a book, I guess. Sounds like a good way to spend a little bit of my morning this morning. All right, I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye-bye.